connection, trying to figure it out. This is my maternal mother's side. She was maiden name is Joyner, and we're trying to find her ancestry through her father, Mr. Leslie Shakespeare Joyner. As you can see here, may they both rest in peace, my mother, then my grandfather Leslie, and then we're trying to find his father and or grandfather. Well, we know that either Ulysses L. Joyner is A. Leslie Joyner's grandfather through Benjamin or one of the other brothers. Or, yes, it has to be a brother. And or Ulysses L. Joyner is the father of Leslie Shakespeare Joyner, my grandfather. My grandfather did not know his father. He lived with his mother as a single mother. Yes, he did have siblings that he knew of on his father's side, but did not know them as well. So this is where we are with me and trying to find my ancestry, because I was passed on to this task by my auntie. May she rest in power, return in power, long live Aunt Vivian Barrington, aka Aunt Vivian Joyner, which is my mother's oldest sister. So be patient. This is going to be a long journey, but I'm here for it. I'm doing this for myself, for my family, and for my ancestors who are no longer here. Make these connections. Okay, how did we receive this Joyner name in the Joyner bloodline? Let's continue. So, okay, we started with Leslie Joyner, which is my grandfather. And we're going to take a look at Ulysses first and Benjamin. Now, before we go to Ulysses, we're going to go over here to the side. Now, here is my cousin Jennifer, whom thankfully she's going to help me with this project, hopefully. So, but her mom, she's still alive, so we're not going to open up that can of worms. She's private. Everybody who's alive will be private unless they're a part of this discovery. Boyd Davis Joyner, which is Jennifer's grandfather, I believe. Yes. So Boyd Davis Joyner, Jennifer's grandfather, the father of her mother. And Ulysses L. Joyner, again, is his father. So right now we have Benjamin, we have Boyd, and we have somebody called Joyner. Now, I put that in there because I wasn't sure who the father was for my grandfather. So this is my son. He also took his DNA. So he goes to Ulysses, to Joyner. Let's just call this person Daddy. To Leslie Joyner, my mother, Marie Joyner, and myself through, I'm private, of course, I'm still alive, thankfully. So, and my son. Grand Rising, let's continue in the next part. So here we have, like I said, Ulysses Joyner. We're going to go into Ulysses real quick according to Ancestry.com and see what we have. Of course, the life story would make the most sense. Let's see. I mean, not everything is accurate. Take everything with a grain of salt because we don't have the actual documents in hand. And until then, we're going to say allegedly. So allegedly, when Ulysses Layton Joyner was born on July the 25th, 1869 in Ridgeway, South Carolina, his father, James, was 23 and his mother, Sarah, was 27. He married Fanny Cornelius Cornelia Johnson, and they had 10 children together. He also had 3 sons and 3 daughters with Talua Ophelia Joyner. He died on January the 21st, 1918, in Columbia, South Carolina, at the age of 48. Now, when they say they had this many children, take that also with a grain of salt, because we might have a lot of doubled up children here, because that's how this works. People all compile their same information in one database, and you have to sift through what's what. I haven't done all of that homework as yet, but I'm willing and ready. But again, James Chapman Joyner, the father, Sarah Ann Wilson, the mother of Ulysses Leighton Joyner, whom married Fanny Cornelia Johnson. So Benjamin Franklin Joyner will be the son of these 2 born in South Carolina. Ulysses Leighton Joyner was born on July the 25th, 1869 in Ridgeway, South Carolina, to Sarah Ann Wilson, age 27, and James Chapman Joyner, age 23, on July the 25th, 1869. His brother James Addison, here we have a second brother. So we had Boyd, now we have James Addison, was born on January the 12th, 1871 in Ridgeway, South Carolina, when Ulysses was 1 year old. So I'm going to assume Ulysses is the eldest child at this point. Again, James Addison Joyner, 1871 to 1943. His birthday would be the 12th January, Capricorn, like myself. I'm the 14th January, by the way. So anyway, moving on, his other brother, Josh A. So now, it could be James Boyd, which kind of makes the closest sense because I'm very close to Jennifer when it comes to the centimorgans in our DNA search. So I would take Boyd would be kind of so far the closest brother to how I'm going to find out who. Okay, so here we have Josh A., born in 1872 in South Carolina when Ulysses was 3 years old. Birth of a brother, William Alva, on July the 23rd, 1873 in Fairfield, South Carolina when Ulysses Leighton. Now, so far, it could be William, Josh, Boyd, William, Josh, Boyd, and Ulysses, all brothers. So it could be either one of these could have been my grandfather's father. This is going to be interesting. His brother Hubert C. was born in 1874, so now we have another brother, Hubert. Hubert Calhoun, born July 17, 1875 in Ridgeway, South Carolina. So it's safe to say that they were all in Ridgeway at this point. So we're going to do a Ridgeway, South Carolina pin in our map beginning in the 1800s, let's say. Definitely the late 1800s. There's a couple of sisters. There's another brother, Herbert Calhoun, we've got. So these are sisters. We'll get into the sisters a little later. But we have another brother called Preston Monroe. Now, he's born in 1881. Now, that's close, very close to the age my grandfather, Leslie Shakespeare Joyner's mother was. Her name was Louise or Lula Joyner. I'm not sure if she was married into the Joyner family or she was born a Joyner. I have not quite figured that out just yet. Stay tuned for that part of the journey. But Preston Monroe would be very close because my grandmother, Louise Joyner, whomever, she was born 1888. 1888. He's born 1881. I'm going to bend so far towards Preston. But we'll see. His brother Preston, but he died in 1910. Spanish flu is around 1910. Not only that, my grandfather was born in 1908. At 2 years old, I do have a census report for him at 2 years old with his mother, single mother, at 20 years old or 22 years old.